Who ordered the pause on weapons to Ukraine? Watch the tense moment when Rep. Bill Keating demands answers after reports that critical U.S. weapons shipments were halted, and the official in charge can't give a clear answer.
Keating. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Colby, you said throughout this hearing that you're consulting with the President, the Vice President, regularly, great conversations. In fact, you said that you don't do, this is, I think, your earlier testimony today, you do not do anything not aligned with the President. So I have a question for you. In last July, it was reported that your office suspended U.S. weapons shipments to Ukraine, including but not limited to precision-guided rockets, 155 munitions, and Patriot missiles. And this risked Ukraine lives. It undermined our credibility, not just with Ukraine, but with our allies, the 50 countries that are part of this alliance. And it made it harder to get to an end to this war. And this decision seemingly took place out of nowhere. Now, this took place at your office, yet the President was asked about this a few days later in the Oval Office, and he denied making any order to suspend this. He said, I'll be the first to know. In fact, most likely I'll give the order, but I haven't done that yet. So the President, who you're in consultation with all the time, and you're always aligned with, well, he disagreed with this. He said he didn't do anything. He said it didn't happen, even though it did, and it's your office. So tell us who made that decision. Did the President make the decision the way he alluded to, or did you make that decision? Now, the President said from the Oval Office that he didn't make that decision. So who did? Who made that decision that caused such great risk that I just outlined to you? Was it you, sir?
Would you like
Since
me to
it's
answer,
your
sir,
office.
or no? Yeah. Would you like me to answer or no, sir?
You're ready.
Okay. Well, let me just clarify something, sir. I'm particularly focused on my interactions with the Secretary who interacts with the President. So just to be clear, not to overstate my access to the President, I wouldn't presume to do so. But obviously, we make a point of staying.
Well,
I make personal
you don't appear in
staying.
concert with the President on this.
I'm aligned, totally aligned with presidential.
Well, then explain.
I can answer your question.
Explain how you weren't aligned in this instance.
Well, sir, I think we are aligned, and I'll get to that in a second. First of all, I'm not in the chain of command, so I can't order something, and I wouldn't.
It was your office. So tell me who made that suspension decision.
So there is a memorandum, as has been described before, that lays out a framework for making intelligent decisions.
No, I don't want this. Listen.
That the Secretary can recommend to the President. And then, sir, what we've done, and
Please, I'm reclaiming my time, Mr. Chairman. Listen, you're getting a chance, maybe, that you're not getting all morning, to deal with a specific instance, a specific time that requires a clear-cut answer. So don't give me policy or framework.
Well,
I'm asking you, who the hell made that decision that endangered so many people's lives?
Sir, there's a memorandum.
You're like the 3 months.
There is
see no evil, hear no evil.
The alleged pause, we did not. I'm not in a position to order a pause. I didn't order.
And who did?
Presume to order a pause. I don't actually know.
The President
I'm not
didn't.
sure.
By his own
we can
admission.
get back to you with a more
How can
detailed
you
answer.
be in your position?
But one thing I can
in your
say,
office, sir. This is your office. This is your responsibility.
I'm a policy
and you can't
advisor,
tell me
sir.
who made a decision like that jeopardized the lives of so many people.
The framework in the memorandum is not designed to.
I don't want the framework.
That's what we provide.
For a second.
And sir,
I asked you.
I
didn't ask you about the framework. You're trying to talk over me. It's my
which has
question
provided
to you.
Ukraine in an ongoing way with weapons. In fact, sold by the United States in line with presidential intent, which I.
All right, let me move on here.
And I had the privilege to represent the Department
the
at the
chairman asked a
EDCG last
question of you about the movement of troops just days before we were going to have something in the national and the NDAA requiring consultation with us. But you moved 700 to 1,000 troops out of Romania. Why Romania?
Sir, we made the Secretary ordered a decision, obviously in line with presidential intent, to repurpose our forces based on.
Well, let me ask you a question because I'm running out of time. Let me ask you a question. You have good conversations with the Vice President. Were you aware that the Vice President gave scathing attack on Romania about their elections in Munich? Did that have anything to do why Romania was singled out for these troops to be moved?
Sir, I'm not going to go into particular deliberations, but we make the decisions.
That's what you're
we make
here
the
for, sir.
recommendations
With all
to
due
the Secretary
respect,
and ultimately
you're
the
here
President
in front of this
based on
committee.
military logic,
I'm
in
sorry.
line with the
You said I'm not going
national
to
defense
give
strategy and
information about
national security
deliberations.
strategy.
Then what are you doing here in front of us?
I'm trying to communicate with you, sir.
Well, you're not doing a good job. I yield back.
Thank you.
What began as a routine oversight hearing quickly turned into a heated confrontation when Representative Bill Keating pressed Pentagon policy official Elbridge Colby over a controversial decision involving U.S. weapons shipments to Ukraine. Keating's central concern was simple but serious: who ordered the pause? According to reports, shipments of key military equipment, including precision-guided rockets, 155mm artillery shells, and Patriot missiles, were temporarily halted. For Ukraine, which relies heavily on Western military aid to defend itself against Russia's invasion, even a short disruption can have real battlefield consequences. Keating argued that the pause risked Ukrainian lives and damaged U.S. credibility with the more than 50 nations supporting Ukraine. But what made the situation even more confusing was a statement from President Donald Trump at the time. When asked about the pause, the president reportedly said he had not ordered it and suggested he would normally be the one making such a decision. That raised an obvious question. If the president didn't order the pause, who did? Keating tried repeatedly to get a direct answer from Colby. Colby insisted he was not in the chain of command and therefore could not have personally ordered the halt. Instead, he referred to a policy memorandum and decision-making framework used inside the Defense Department. But that explanation didn't satisfy Keating. The congressman interrupted several times, making it clear he wasn't looking for a general explanation about policy frameworks or internal processes. He wanted one thing: a name. At one point, Keating bluntly asked who the hell made that decision that endangered so many people's lives. Colby continued to emphasize that he was a policy advisor, not the final decision maker, and said he would need to follow up with additional information.